Ty vole, představ si, půlku výplaty dáš jako za bydlení. OK, v Praze to je pro některý lidi v nájmu realita. Průser je, že tu půlku dáš za tohle. Přátelé, pojďme se podívat, co si můžete za takovýhle peníze pořídit v Hongkongu.
Right now, I'm in somebody's bedroom in Hong Kong. It's known to have the tightest living conditions in the world. And in this video, I'm going to be traveling around Hong Kong, meeting locals and finding out just how they do it.
Hong Kong gets more than 50 million visitors a year, making it one of the world's most touristic destinations. But life isn't so easy for the local people.
Myslíte si, že to máte špatný, když máte jedno kákáčko v Praze a platíte za to prostě 15 táců? Tak se pojďme se podívat, jak to vypadá v Hongkongu.
5% of them are living below the poverty line. Even worse, hundreds of thousands of residents are living in coffin homes or claustrophobic rooms that are squeezed into overcrowded buildings. As rent prices continue to skyrocket in the city, many locals aren't able to afford basic accommodations.
This is a really sad reality for 100,000 people in Hong Kong to have to live like this.
Rent is like the most expensive expense you can imagine. Most of the people, they need to share the bathroom and the kitchen in the unsanitary condition.
Ty pičo. Ten větrák, který zajebanej, tady nějaký uzavřený okna. Jedna televize přesně co připojená, zamrdaný, všude plíseň. A teď ty klece, ty vole, jak na slepice. To vypadá jak koje možná někde ve sklepě, 50 let nerekonstruovaným, jakoby žižkovským činžáku.
Check to check for probably about 2 years.
Hong Kong also has a huge wealth gap. The rich are like crazy rich Asian rich, and then the poor are quite poor, like under the poverty line.
So how did Hong Kong get so expensive?
After World War II, Hong Kong experienced massive population growth due to the influx of mainlanders coming down to Hong Kong. The government struggled to provide adequate housing, leading to the development of slums and squatter settlements like this one. Looking up gives me a pit in my stomach.
Ty pičo.
There's nowhere else in the world that I've seen living conditions like this.
Takže za to může prostě vláda. To je těch hřibových 200 000, takhle bude Praha vypadat za 20 let. Bude moje Golem City, jak v Deus Ex.
In my stomach. There's nowhere else in the world that I've seen living conditions like this. As Hong Kong urbanized and developed its economy as we know today, these informal settlements were cleared to make room for high-rise buildings. However, the government's focus on commercial development meant that affordable housing is in short supply. The widening gap between the rich and the poor in Hong Kong has led to an increase of coffin residents over the last few years.
Hong Kong is a city divided by wealth. On the island itself, areas like Central and Mid-level are home to luxury skyscrapers, while districts like Kowloon are densely packed with lower-income residents.
Kowloon, to jsme hráli tu hororovku, že jo? Jsme hráli tuhle Kowloon. Welcome to Kowloon, to je ta hororovka, kde přesně tam je ta čtvrť, jak je to namrdaný, že jo, na sobě, ty byty. Co mi to tady hůčí? Ty vole, je tady reálně něco hůčí a já přemýšlím, co to... Do piči, ale co to hůčí? Já to reálně nemůžu identifikovat.
Zase ten transformátor.
When you look up, there's like thousands of rooms that I can see in this one moment.
The wealthier areas have sleek malls and high-end restaurants, whereas neighborhoods like Sham Shui Po are packed with budget street markets and food stalls.
You see almost no tourists around here. There's very little English.
These divisions reflect deep social and economic gaps that have become more visible as housing prices surge across the city. To explore this further, I'm meeting up with an American expat named Brian who lives in the trendy district of Wan Chai. He's going to show me what housing looks like for someone with a high-paying job, and later we'll compare it to the dire conditions in the coffin homes.
This is the spot, 4F.
Dude, this is sick. Damn.
Got the kitchen going on here, cool floor design. Got the bedroom in here, queen, AC up top, and then that connects to the bathroom.
How do you fit in there?
I definitely had to get good at squatting. Yeah, a little terrace action. Got the overhang.
How much does this cost a month?
$14K.
Now that we've seen a standard apartment for an expat...
Nemůžu to najít.
Damn.
Got the kitchen going on here, cool floor design. Got the bedroom in here, queen, AC up top, and then that connects to the bathroom.
How do you fit in there?
I definitely had to get good at
Pičo,
squatting.
tak to není úplně a tak jako není to malý sprchový kout, ale ta chodba je super úzká.
Yeah, a little terrace action. Got the overhang.
How much does this cost a month?
$14K. Yeah, a little terrace action. Got the overhang.
How much does this cost a month?
$14K.
$1800 za měsíc za tohle. Takže nějakých, kolik to je $1800? To je 36 000 korun. Se současným kurzem to je jak 36-37K.
Now that we've seen a standard apartment for an expat in Hong Kong, it's time to dive deeper into the living conditions for the working class, those who earn as little as $20 per day. I'm heading just a few metro stops north of Hong Kong Island to the mainland.
This area that I'm in called Mongkok is considered to be the most densely populated district.
$20 za den pouze a je to největší chudina. Čet, kdo z vás tady vydělává 400 korun denně? Je někdo, kdo vydělává $400 denně? Spíš tak 45k? Ne, 40 000 by bylo $2000. Dolar je teďko 20k. No, 20,5 no. Trošku to šlo nahoru.
On Earth, 130,000 people per square kilometer. You can see the buildings go on forever, and even crazier, right now I'm standing at the top of a parking garage on the 8th floor, and you can see the building.
Co to kurva je? Kdo do prdele udělá paneláky na vršku parkoviště?
On the 8th floor, and you can see the building just grows out of the ground from the parking garage. Look, it goes up another 10 floors. I'm about to meet up with a lady named Miss Lai Shan, who runs the Society for Community Organization here. They help those in need in the cage homes. You can see directly below the coffin homes, there's all these markets, and everyone's out on the street buying meats, vegetables.
Je, €1 je 24 korun. To jo, ale to je v dolarech, tam bylo $18, ne? Nebo nebylo? Myslím, že to byly dolary.
Cost a month.
14K.
$18. To je 37 třeba tisíc teďko. To není ani 40 000 korun, protože dolar je teďko 20,5 koruny nebo kolik.
Cage home. It's the building here where they help those in need in the cage homes. You can see directly below the coffin homes, there's all these markets, and everyone's out on the street buying meats, vegetables, getting bubble tea. It's super, super busy down here.
We are about to step inside one of the last remaining cage homes, which, unlike coffin homes, are literally made out of wires.
I'm standing outside of the cage home. It's somewhat of a normal apartment complex. I mean, it's a little bit rusty, but peeking inside, it literally looks like a bird cage. Right now, I'm inside one of the last remaining cage homes in Hong Kong. It's a brutal living situation in really tight quarters and not very sanitary. And pretty soon this will all be phased out. It's really, really, really sad to witness this, and people have to live in these harsh living conditions. Really just breaks my heart to experience this. Everywhere in here is just cages.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. That's for you. You're welcome. Mr. Fong, how long have you been living in these homes?
20
20 years.
20 years. 20 years ago, were there a lot more people living in these conditions?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
What are some of the struggles that you have every day?
全部都係啲單身寡佬㗎啦。
Most of them, they are single people, and there are many problems. Their hygiene or
How many people live in this room?
呢度住到滿㗎，一開頭。
and most of them pass away. Before there is 3 more this room.
Uf.
Do you plan to leave this place and have a new home?
或者唔全部都假㗎啦，同我哋講啲嘢咯。
He said, I have no plan. I just waiting to die.
There is electricity. You have a fridge over here in the corner. Just out the window is the street. This is a bizarre living situation here. It's an old elevator.
Daytime is more elderly at home because the young one, they need to go to work, even holiday.
He doesn't seem very happy, that guy.
Of course, unemployed and he divorced, but some period he's drug addict.
He was.
I think his health also
Yeah, of course.
deteriorate more. For the lower class, if you want to have a better life in Hong Kong, it's quite difficult because the wage is low.
It's so expensive
And
here.
then it's very hard to apply for public housing.
In Hong Kong, rent control is limited, meaning there are few laws to regulate how much landlords can charge tenants. Public housing remains scarce, with long waiting lists for government-subsidized flats that can take several years to get approval. And while these cage homes are nearly banned today, coffin homes have emerged as a new crisis, and they are even smaller living spaces.
Jo, takže klecový chov, víceméně zakázaný a v tu chvíli přijdou rakový domy.
We are heading to another complex in Mongkok to see just how bad the situation has become.
We just entered the next place.
Tohle je top, ty vole, oni vezmou jedno patro, co by si měl třeba v Praze, nebo kdekoliv jinde v paneláku, a z toho jednoho patra udělají 3 patra klecových domů.
And immediately I'm hit with cigarette smell. The toilet not functioning very well. Pretty rusty too.
The living space is similar to that one.
Yeah.
But the material of the design is different.
But these are all different places around us.
Bro, podívej se na tu chodbu, kam a tadyhle se něčí byt.
It's incredibly narrow in here, like maybe a 1.5 feet wide. Everyone's just smoking cigarettes, watching their TVs. I've never seen a living condition like this before. This is absolutely insane. Nice to meet you. How are you? You like horse racing? Me too. Last time I was here, I was betting on the horses. And I won $300 Hong Kong dollars last time. How long have you been living up here?
10 years, over
10 years. How did you end up here? What were you doing before you arrived to live here?
Before that, he lived in family with children in public housing. The children, they get married there and then they don't have enough space. So he gave up to move out. He divorced with the family, the wife. So he need to move out also.
Got it. Do you mind me asking, how much does it cost to live here?
2,000.
Per month?
Yeah.
Which is like $200 a month. What are some of the struggles you...
Jakoby 5,000 měsíčně, no. Tak kolik chceš víc naúčtovat, ty vole, za rakev?
You have living in here?
First, come up and come down is very difficult because I'm always near 70, so it's not easy for elderly to come up and down. At least we have an air conditioner.
Yeah, you have AC.
Yeah, and but there also the rain.
Yeah, it's leaking. As we're standing here, I'm getting water on my head.
Oh.
Are you friends with the other people living in here?
He said depends. Some of them are quite friendly. Some are not. We just don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
Only one toilet for 11 people, so there will be competing to using the
Yeah.
toilet.
你啲放啲衣服，卡啲你即係自己個病卡啲藥。
Diabetic.
Diabetes. How about the TV? You got a TV in there?
係。
你幾價錢買？
自己嘅如果
High resolution.
Jak tam je zajebaný vzadu.
A little TV in the corner. What about for food? How do you get food?
食飯要買飯盒咯。
A lunchbox or dinner is buy the lunchbox to come here to eat at home at the bed.
If you could say one message to everybody in the world, what would you tell them?
都冇咩講啊，點講咩咧？
He said in Hong Kong to build the housing is can take quite a long time, and then, so he want to say to the public is hope the Hong Kong government can do more work and build the public housing faster.
You're really, really friendly, and I really appreciate your time.
多謝你好嘢。Thank you.
Thank you, 謝謝。唔該。You're entering the next accommodation here. It's a little bit brighter in here. There's AC right above me, you can see. Doesn't smell like cigarettes. How are you?
Okay, bye.
Nice to meet you. How long do you live here?
About 10 years.
10 years. Is it difficult living here?
Very difficult, very hot.
Because when he closed the door, no any ventilation inside.
When you
Humidita v Hongkongu je v letních měsících 95%.
Any ventilation inside.
When you go downstairs on the street, where do you normally go? Where do you spend your time?
Not go to street, only go to work.
He works.
If not work, he come back here. He said.
What is your job?
Metal.
Making. Metal making. Got it. Do you have a family?
Divorced.
Divorced.
Yeah.
Can I look inside? Hey, everybody has a TV here. You don't have
Jako
like
vlastně na tohle týpka, jak byl na Tahiti nebo Haiti. Haiti je úplně v píči, tam v Haiti je failnutý stát, tam celkově tam ta kriminalita je masakr, no, tam chodí prostě ty vole děcka s hákáčkama v těch slamech, úplně skrze celé město, to jako, dívali jsme se na video, nevím, jestli to byl tenhle frajer, ale dívali jsme se na video, jak před rokem cca, možná před 2, a možná to je on, já si nejsem jistý. Jo, my jsme se dívali na America Poorest Region, to je ten Iron Belt, že jo, jak tady jde s těma 2 vesničana, jo, jasný, no, a pak jsme se dívali na tohle, strávil jsem den v nejvíc nebezpečném slamu v Haiti, jo, to je on. A ještě byl vlastně s těma Amishema, na to jsme koukali, to je taky mega dobrý video, kde je ta ženská, tadyhle která ona utekla od těch Amishů, a vracej se tam.
mattress. You just sleep on the floor. No mattress.
Because the mattress we catch, always keep the bed bug.
Bed bugs.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not very comfortable. You can put like maybe not comfortable. You could put like a small
A vlastně u toho Amish videa vzniknul jistý Masha emote, ty vole, si teďko pamatuju.
mattress, no?
But it's very maybe make easy dirty.
Dirty.
What's the most difficult thing about living here?
The people sometimes conflicts.
Kamaráde, já se reálně cítím mega špatně, že se na tohle video dívám ze 160-metrového bytu, kde jsem sám. Ať se stěhuji do dalšího v Prágu.
Conflict. So people like fighting or something.
Yeah.
What are you watching on TV?
No.
Horse racing.
Everybody likes horse racing.
Yeah.
How does it work applying for public housing? Like anybody living in this condition can apply, and how do you get accepted to have a new house?
Actually, they have a mean test. If your income, your assets is lower than certain level, and then you can apply for public housing. For single people, if you are not elderly, you need waiting for over 10 years. Yeah, for elderly, it might be from 4 to 6 years.
If you could go back in time and change anything about the way that you live your life, what would you do differently?
Before that, he owned his own home. But now, because of some accidents, he lost his own money. But he don't want to talk anything.
He doesn't want to talk about what happened.
Don't talk about it.
Got it. If you could change anything about the government of Hong Kong, what would you tell them?
To je masakr, jak jakoby vlastně oni, všichni, co tam jsou, tak mluví o tom, že doufají, že ta vláda to za ně vyřeší, to sociální bydlení. Ty píčo, no. A teď si vím, že jako prostě... Víš, a teď jsou třeba lidi v téhle republice, kterým je pod 35 a jsou ti schopní říct, že jakoby jupi už se nemůžu dočkat, ty vole, na jako důchod. Nebo budu celý život v nájmu a pak se to nějak jako poddá. Ty vole, jako víš, jako já neříkám, že skončíš jako v klecovém jako chovu nebo v rakvi nebo tohle, ale ty iluze máš reálně jako na podobný úrovni jako tady pán, no.
He hoped
the government to improve the living standard quality of the people.
These apartment complexes are just wild to walk through. The craziest part is you're always near the street. Getting out of here is a mess. Can't believe people are actually living in here. I'm literally speechless right now. So all of these accommodations are only in this area, or they're all over Hong Kong?
Oh, many places.
Many places.
Yeah.
So tell me about SOCO organization.
We are an NGO. We are working for those underprivileged in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
They are living in cage homes, subdivided flat, cubicles, or homeless. So we work with them to help them to improve their living conditions, also reflect their problems to the government and the society.
How has Hong Kong changed in the last 30 years since you started working at SOCO?
They have become more expensive, and the gap between the rich and the poor, they are getting more.
Bigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go to upstairs.
Okay. We're heading into the next home. So this one is quite different from the other ones. It feels more like an apartment complex. It is quite dirty, as you can see. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? These are all houses left and right. There are 20 homes in this tiny hallway right here. Each of the doors are about 5 feet tall. Super hot. I need to have a napkin like that to wipe my face. This one's a little bit more colorful, a little bit more spacious. There's more light. We have natural light from the window.
As we explore this block of coffin homes, one lovely resident is eager to give me a tour. I take it she doesn't get too many visitors.
Ty pičo, to je masakr, kámo. Tady ještě ten kanál, kde jsme se dívali na to nejstudenější město, tak on dělal taky video o těch hongkongských bytech před měsícem, na to jsem koukal a tam je strašně, on tam má přímo animaci, jak to jako vypadá to jedno patro těch bytů. Jo, takhle to vypadá.
Prison. But first, let's peel
takhle to vypadá, jo.
Back the walls.
Tohle je jedno prostě patro. Takhle by si měl normálně jako jeden byt nebo jedno patro někde v Praze. Jo, klasický jako vejška, stropu a tohle. Podívej se, co oni s tím udělají.
Peel back the walls. Now we're faced with dozens of people packed like sardines. An 800 square foot apartment is divided into 30 coffin-sized units. These homes lack windows for fresh air or even sunlight. And inside each claustrophobic closet is a person silently battling depression and anxiety.
26 people live here and the smell is overwhelming. The corridor is so narrow that...
A můžeš tohle udělat v Praze, to by neprošlo. Takhle, kdyby to šlo udělat, tak už to pražský developeři dělají, to ti garantuju. Developeři a realitáci nejsou lidi, jo, takže kdyby to šlo udělat, kdyby reálně, legálně to šlo udělat, tak už to je udělaný pro Ukrajinci v Praze.
They use the ladder as a shoe rack.
People are stacked like bricks here.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
How long?
Takže jako u nás jsou nějaký hygienické normy a tohle to všechno, že jo. Nejvíc, co teďko jako vlastně jako udělali a co je úplně jako hraniční, tak jsou ty bizarní jakoby developerský projekty a nějaký nájmy, kde se to řešilo na Chodově, že to jsou, jak tady píše, mýval ty 8 metrů čtvereční byty. Že jsi měl 8 metrů čtverečních byt za nějaký 2 miliony, že jo, nebo něco pod 2 miliony, a nebo nějaký jako nájem. A i to se řešilo jako, že to je prostě jako hraniční a že to snad ani nemůže být, víš, že to nemůže být jako bytová jednotka, protože to má, vole, hajzl tady, nesplňuje to nějakou metráž a tyhle ty píčoviny, ale jako dá se to. Ale tohle prostě by si nemohl ani podle mě na ubytovně jako legálně mít.
Have you been living here?
About 6 years.
Oh, there's one more guy here. So you stay together?
Yes,
Is he your husband?
my boyfriend.
They live in a space where even one person can hardly fit. Along the walls, hooks hold clothes, bags, and personal items. One side of the headboard doubles as an all-purpose shelf, while the door is packed with electronics and cables. Cleaning supplies and bottles are stored at the bottom. Their trash, the towel they use, fast food packaging, all within inches of the pillow they lay their head on. Because there is no window here, they use a fan to cool down. She has a short haircut to prevent herself from getting too hot in the coffin homes.
You don't have ventilation and the air quality is bad here. How do you live like this?
I don't mind, whatever.
How do you change your clothes?
I don't mind, whatever, shit.
Such a small place.
I have to bend and twist. It takes 10 minutes.
What is it like to live here?
It's difficult. Lots of things bite you. Look.
What
Ty
is this?
píčo, tam musí být
Bedbugs.
štěnice jak
This is a
sraček.
huge problem.
Yeah, biting me all over. They're everywhere. Look how many I caught. They suck blood.
Bedbugs can cause people to get anemia by biting them.
Kamaráde, to je nechutný, ty vole. Reálně štěnice, když jich máš jako tolik, to musíš spálit, ty vole, madraci, polštář, tohle a dostat to potom jakoby z té místnosti, to je, ty vole, na týdny. A musíš to úplně celý prostě chemicky, to musíš splinovat a všechno spálit. To je, protože ty vole, tam jde o to, že prostě to je non-stop jako kousání, teď ti jako ty vole pijou krev a tohle a ty hlavně se nevyspíš a začne ti to z toho mrdat. A v nejvíc extrémních případech byli prostě lidi, kteří to jako sežralo zaživa, že jo. Jako myšleno teda spíš, že jim z toho fakt jako jebnulo.
They are very common pests in subdivided apartments. A female bedbug can lay up to 500 eggs in her lifetime.
The bedbugs are here. Oh, can you see them?
Ms. Lee went out to get some fast food and came back. She grabs a chair, and their tiny bed turned into a dining table for a moment. In these homes, the internet is almost as important as electricity and water. For most residents, their cell phones are all they have in terms of entertainment.
What is your job?
I'm a part-time cleaner.
How much do you earn per month?
$650 US.
How much is the rent for your unit?
$320 US per.
Ty vole, představ si, půlku výplaty dáš jako za bydlení. OK, v Praze to je pro některý lidi v nájmu realita. Průser je, že tu půlku dáš za tohle.
Month.
So half of your income goes to this 16 square feet unit.
I don't have anywhere else to live.
People who live at the lower levels of the coffin homes are luckier because they can use this area for storage. They can put their shoes, hang their clothes. It's like extra space, but the ones on the upper level are unluckier. They really struggle with the space. You have to do everything inside that coffin.
Now we're visiting those upper units in a different subdivided apartment.
To je prostě ten noční můra, to je úplně jako bizarní urban plan. Čum ty vývody té klimatizace. Podívej se, kolik tady toho kurva je. To je hrozný urban hell. To je absolutní jako, to je prostě úplně jako to peklo, ty vole.
In a different subdivided apartment. These coffins don't even have a space for a fan inside, so they are hanging out here in the corridor. To afford the rent prices, some residents have to suffer through awful jobs at horrific hours. Frankie Chow works from 9 p.m. and gets back home at 5 a.m.
What is your job?
Metal work.
How much do you earn per month?
$1,250. What is it like to live here?
Of course, not good. Narrow, really narrow. My cell is very simple. A TV, bed, basic daily stuff, a blanket, and a pillow. Nothing else.
So where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I'll be dead by then.
Oh, hopefully no. This place is very tight and a lot of humidity here.
There are even smaller units than these upper units. Now we're on our way to visit someone who can't physically fit inside his coffin home. I can't even imagine how difficult it is to live like that. But before moving there, we check the rest of this apartment and realize there is no kitchen. Those who can't afford to eat outside are forced to prepare their food in the filthy bathroom.
He's handling the food near the toilet. They don't have a kitchen, so this is where they have to prepare their meals. This space is also their bathroom. They even hang their clothes above this toilet, which does not have a lid.
Approximately 7.5 million people live in this city. Get a bird's eye view of Hong Kong, and you'll be faced with a massive metropolitan city rising from the jungle like shoots of bamboo. There is only a limited amount of buildable land on the island. With space so scarce, desperate solutions have emerged, including...
No, oni tam nemají jako... Oni tam nemůžou už nic moc postavit, no, jako prostě v tom, ten Hongkong je tak debilně jako daný, že jako tady fakt jako fyzicky nemůžou. Oproti tomu Praha je extrémně nedostupná, samozřejmě jako finančně, ale ta Praha se prostě furt může jako roztahovat. Ty prostě můžeš prodloužit ty linky autobusů, metra, tohle, ty můžeš jako roztáhnout ty periferie, ty Prahy, ty satelity, prostě Kladno, ty voje, jet prostě dál a tohle z toho. Ale tady se to dělá extrémně blbě.
A 10-story building built on top of an 8-story parking garage. This city is at full capacity. We're now in the next apartment. This apartment opens directly into the bathroom.
Crime is just dripping from the walls.
Meet John. His door was open as he couldn't fit inside his home if he closed it. His left shoulder sticks out of the coffin.
He's a big guy and it must be hard to live in such a tight place. How is life here?
Look around. How would you feel?
Do you have any family?
I used to. My wife left me because of my gambling. We're not in touch anymore.
Žena mě opustila kvůli mému gamblení. Pičo. Doufám, že se nenaučil gamblit na kiku.
Now, I only bet a little on horse racing. I ruined myself by gambling.
How do you get by that?
I get welfare.
Living without having any
takhle
space
dopadnete,
to...
doslova takhle dopadnete, jestli v životě si založíte účet na jakýmkoliv online kasínu, takhle dopadnete. No cap.
Move around slowly destroys the body.
What do you do all day?
I have nothing to do. I just watch television. I'm scared to go anywhere. I'm afraid of my legs giving out and collapsing on the ground.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years in the future?
10 years? Probably in a grave.
Hopefully no. Why don't you have a mattress under yourself?
Because I can't fit.
People sometimes sleep without mattresses to avoid a bedbug infestation.
How long have you been living here like this?
18 years.
Many never...
Slováci ani nemusí, nám to kick blokuje geolokací. Jo, já jsem viděl, no, že Slováci mají ten internet, tam jak mají ty jako internetový zákony, tak vlastně, když nějaký streamer na Kiku nebo jinde vlastně to přepne na tu gambu, tak tam se to automaticky vypne, no. Tam se nedostaneš. I když jdeš ze Slovenska na steak, tak tam ti to vyloženě napíše, že ta stránka je prostě v zemi úplně zablokovaná. Ono i v Česku nejde založit účet. Když bys si chtěl založit český účet, tak ti to napíše, že prostě ta stránka není v této zemi jako to, že bohužel nemůžeme založit účet v této zemi. Takže je to super, že vlastně jako, hej, vlastně paráda. Že pokud bys tam opravdu chtěl, tak musíš být takovej trouba, že si prostě ty vole, budeš muset udělat VPNku, budeš tam muset udělat extra účet, budeš muset řešit, jak to vytáhnout a už jsou jako prostě extra steps, který by tě snad jako mohli odradit, že jo.
Get to leave. In this concrete jungle, a minimum wage worker would need to save for 1,000 years to buy a 3-bedroom apartment.
Have you applied for government public housing?
Pracovat 1000 let, aby si mohl si vidět, našetřit na 3KKčko. Píčo, najednou ty vole, těch pražských 17 ty vole ročních platů nevypadá zas tak zle.
Applied. I'll need to wait for a long time to get a home.
Most people wait more than 10 years just to access government housing with lower rent, and even that isn't free. For many of them, the wait list feels like a life sentence. Now, let's say you didn't want to live in a coffin and wanted to have the comfort of standing up in your home. We went to a rental office to show you how much this luxury really...
Realitě, tak. A teď přijde realitka hongkongská.
Cost.
We're in one of the average neighborhoods in Hong Kong. Let's say that you save some money and you want to buy a home. This is one of the cheapest options that you have here. This has only one room and it will
1,1 milionu dolarů za 32 metrů čtverečních. Kamaráde, tak pražský realitáci se právě doma orosili a začali zuřivě masturbovat. Pražský realitáci právě teď. Úžasná lokace v Karlíně. Absolutně tremendous location. Karlín za 400 000 za metr je ještě furt levný, bro.
will cost you more than $1 million. It's a very, very small area. Let's say that you decided to rent.
This single bedroom apartment will cost you around 4,000 US.
36 metrů za 4 000 skoro dolarů měsíčně. Takže necelých 80 000 korun za ani ne 40 metrů.
Dollars per month.
And later, you'll see that even owning a grave here is harder than owning a home. In Hong Kong, wealth creates a massive gap between two worlds. Just 75 people own 10% of the country's fortune.
75 lidí vlastní 10% celého mění v zemi.
So while the ultra-rich cruise around the world in their luxury cars and live in massive houses, the lowest income bracket doesn't even get space to breathe. Though life expectancy here is one of the highest in the world at 84, many
a ještě se tam dožívají 84 v průměru. No, takže oni mají prostě tam je kolaps ty vole důchodového systému plus ty vole nedostatek půdy a ještě samozřejmě to bydlení a nestíhají se tam točit jako to generačně, no, ty 84, to je hodně, to je jako fakt hodně průměr, no.
People still have to do backbreaking work, even after retirement, just to afford sky-high housing costs, or they can't survive. That's why elderly people can be seen collecting cardboard on the streets.
The income inequality of life here is very sad. It's like day and night.
If the landlady finds out, we'll be in trouble. I don't care what they're filming it for. She can kick us out. The landlady won't allow it.
We only kept this part in the video to show you how these tenants live in constant fear, knowing their landlords could throw them out at any moment. For those who lose their homes, life on the streets is inevitable.
Buy a bottle of water. I'm really thirsty. Help me open the cap. Put it there. Thank you, thank you.
She felt thirsty, as July is one of the hottest months of the year. The apparent temperature in Hong Kong was around 110 degrees Fahrenheit at the time.
So hot here, so humid.
As soon as I came to this new apartment, I got hit by warm and musty air. The ceiling has tons of mold on it. The air inside coffin homes is 4 times more polluted than what's safe to breathe. The entryway is a complete mess. A resident is desperately...
Do píči. Kamaráde, XQC by si to ukousal live na streamu.
Mopping up dirty water that is constantly dripping onto the floor. Then, I got inside an empty coffin home myself. I immediately felt boxed in, like the walls were closing in on me. This is the most bare-bones coffin we've visited. The person who lives here owns almost nothing. On one side, there are stickers on the wall with a blue sky, clouds, flowers, and butterflies. It's like an escape from the claustrophobia. On the other side is a metal grate. You feel like you're in a cage. You can't get fresh air or sunlight here.
Oh, it's so hot here. Very humid. How do people sleep here? I can't even breathe properly. Imagine hanging your clothes here, sleep, watch YouTube on your mobile phone. Nowhere else to go. Just walk the neighborhood and come back here. Nothing else in your life. While sleeping, there might be a lot of noise from your neighbors. Sad. It's very sad. I wanna go.
In some homes, the front door is just a curtain, so people living inside have zero security.
Hello.
Hi.
What are you cooking?
I'm cooking rice.
There's laundry here. Right in the kitchen, which is practically one with the toilet. This isn't hygienic at all. Here they have a washing machine. They're trying to make the best of this space, but it seems chaotic. My friend had to get on the toilet lid just to get this shot.
She's washing vegetables in the same sink people use after using the toilet. This puts them at a serious risk of contamination, as fecal bacteria like E. coli and Salmonella could get on her food and make her sick. Mr. Lee is one of the many people staying in a coffin while still alive. His home is the most crammed one we've seen so far.
I can't find a job because once I was arrested for theft. I found a phone in the street and didn't report it to the police. Later, they found it on me and arrested me.
Are prison cells more comfortable than coffin homes?
Yeah, that's correct.
In Hong Kong, prisoners get 80 square feet of space.
No jasný, že jo.
with a personal toilet. Unlike the 16 square foot homes, they also have enough space to stand up in. In that same space, 10 coffin homes could be stacked on top of each other. Now we're going to meet with Wang.
How did you end up here?
It was a long time ago. I'm a poor man now, not a rich man. Before here, I had a house, a wife, and a daughter.
They left you?
Sure.
Do you ever talk to them?
I have no money, so they won't talk to me.
How old are you right now?
63. This is my table. It is for everything. Can you see it? I have my clothes inside that. And this is the pot I use for cooking noodles.
Wang invited us to tag along on his short daily routine outside. First, he took us to his temple. Despite the temple being closed, Wang insisted on praying at the gates. Despite all the hardships he encounters, he's still thankful for what he has. Along the way, he stopped at the market stall and bought some fruit with the little money he had. Then he went to the restaurant that he had coupons for. The restaurant serves a variety of dishes with a side of rice. They're usually very high in sodium and fats. He felt embarrassed about using meal vouchers, so he preferred to eat at home. The first thing he does is put his groceries into a fridge shared with more than 20 people. After that, Wang climbed into his home and started eating his food. His sedentary lifestyle and the unhealthy foods offered at the restaurants are ruining his health.
Look, I have high blood pressure.
Having such high blood pressure can increase the risk of heart complications. However, the cemetery you're about to see shows you that even death is not an escape here.
Every day is the same here. Finish the lunch and watch videos. This is for lunch and dinner.
He carefully rationed his food so he could stretch it for 2 meals.
Do you use illegal substances?
No, I don't. So many people use things like that here.
Once it's dark, the love homes open for business. Wang took us to one nearby that he knew about.
There's a girl in each room. There's someone inside. It says, please wait.
Before moving on, I'd like to thank eSIM IO, the sponsor of this
Jak dal reklamu přesně před ten nejvíc gooner segment.
video. As you know, I travel a lot and staying connected used to be a challenge. Whether it was buying local SIMs or paying extremely high roaming costs. That changed when I started using eSIM IO. It's a digital SIM card that works in over 190 countries. Just open the app, select your destination and choose a plan. Your internet is ready even before you land. What really makes a difference for me is the One SIM feature. You set up it once and use it like a second permanent line. No need to switch or reinstall eSIMs like with most other providers. Use my code RUHI100 to get 100% cashback. Top up $20 and get $20 instantly. If you travel frequently like I do, you can check out eSIM IO through the links in the description box or scan the QR code and take advantage of the RUHI100 code.
Hi, may I ask the price?
Are you a customer?
Just some people coming to have a look.
He denies visiting these places, but seems to know his way around them just fine.
It's a 1-hour massage for $65 US.
These love homes are actually subdivided apartments too. Because of the housing prices, even these women can't afford full-sized units. If the living stay in coffins in Hong Kong,
GG, kámo, už ani společnice nemají na byt, tak to je konec.
Where does that leave the dead?
Here, even a basic burial plot can cost up to tens of thousands of US dollars, and that is if you're lucky to find one. Recently, a burial plot here was sold for $128,000.
Because they are more affordable, most people rent graves rather than own them.
Jak jako pronajmout si hrob? A jakoby, počkej, si pronajmeš hrob a jako jak ho splácíš, si dáš trvalý příkaz?
Space is so limited that even graves in public cemeteries are not permanent. After 6 years, the body must be removed and cremated. As space runs out, cremation...
Jo, jasný, takže 6 let máš hrob, pak tě vykopou, spálej tě a daj tě do urny a hrob si zase vezme někdo jiný.
...has become the only option, and the ashes rest in tiny drawers no bigger than a shoebox. Just like these ones. The government has promised to end the housing crisis by 2049. About 220,000 people are stuffed into terrible homes in one of the richest places in the world. They are not there to be protected, but to be hidden from the eyes of the rich.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Ruhi Chenet was here.
Jo, kamaráde. A takovýhle video si pusť každý vždycky měsíc, v den, kdy máš platit nájem. Nebo splátku hypo. Tak si vždycky pust tohle video na repeat, ať jako máš trošičku lepší pocit. Si řekneš, OK, dobré, jako je to na hovno. Ale jak moc na hovno? Rozhodně ne takhle. Proč to má barvu? To si děláš prdel. Co to je? Co to kurva je?
To je blbeček.
Hej, děláš si ze mě. Ty jsi čura. Co to je? Ty o tom mám celý